Hello to my fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So this is your June reading. We are going to do this month's reading a little bit different. So we're not going to go based off categories, love, money, and all of that. We're just going to, go off what Spirit has to tell us, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. So Spirit, any important messages, or how is the month? Somehow I pressed record, but it was not recording. We do have the star and the 10 of air, okay? So what I see here is that for the month of June, there is going to be success, but it is important for you to be optimistic, and really be positive. Leave those insecurities, the ego, the fear, the worries, the stress, leave it behind and do not allow it to take over, okay? I feel like obviously that fear, that stress, those worries, it does come up from previous relationships or situations that you have been dealing, and I did see 111 on the clock. So obviously it is absolutely normal and understandable for you to have these expectations of disappointment, and where like these changes that might happen or that might come up are not going to be of your highest good, that there's going to be like negative repercussions or just negativity coming up, right? And that is why you're not so optimistic about the future. But I need you to be optimistic about the future, okay? Because how your thoughts go, how your mindset is, will really determine a lot about your future and what happens, because that is how we manifest, okay? And I need you to be concentrated and grounded when it comes to like the things that you actually want. Like if you want X, Y, and Z, then I need you to always keep in mind you receiving, obtaining, and already having X, Y, and Z, okay? So the blessings are coming up. I just saw 222 on the clock, but you just have to allow them in. There is going to be some opportunities. You are somebody who's very gifted, so use your intuition. I feel like you might be somebody who sometimes you're like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm overthinking, maybe this and that. Like you're judging yourself a little bit too much, okay? And you really need to be appreciative of the things that you have. Be appreciative of the universe working in your favor, of the universe creating these things for you, and specifically only for you, okay? So just be open to that, because many beautiful things are coming your way, but it all depends on you if you want to receive them, okay? So let's get more details and more messages, Spirit. Okay, so toxic family. The family dynamic may be toxic, feeling bound to a current situation. So this might be like issues that you have with your family, and that is why you're not so optimistic. You have known them all of your life, and throughout your whole life they have been toxic, they have been negative. There's like no no type of like moving forward, no type of like advancement with the situation that you have between them. And because they are your family, you feel like you are stuck. Like you probably told them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times what the issue is, how to improve it. You probably tried to in different type of ways, but like it's just not working. Whatever you do is just not working. You don't know what else to do, but they are your loved ones. So it's kind of like, I really can't do nothing about it but just sit here and just take everything. No, absolutely not. I need you to know that no matter family, loved ones, friends, partners, whatever it might be, you are never bound to something or someone, ever. And I feel like in this type of situation, you do need to take your power back and really realize that you are powerful, that just because this is family, it doesn't mean that you have to be there all the time. I just saw 444 on the clock. I'm seeing a lot of numerology and synchronicities in your reading, so I feel like you yourself see these numbers and licenses and addresses and phone numbers, or you're just looking out the window on the car ride and you see these numbers. I need you to pay attention to those. Write them down. Look at them later, or pay attention to what you were thinking, what you were saying, what was happening around you when you saw those numbers, and you will kind of start to figure out what the meaning of it. Okay, so let's use this one. Can we get more details or messages, please, Spirit? Oh, that was pretty quick. Okay, so blind. Okay, so we're just gonna take that one because it always comes out in chunks. Okay, so blind. It might be that you're somewhat blind to the situation, kind of like being in denial, where you're like, you know what, this is not happening. It can't be. You know, it's family. They would never harm me. It's family. They always want the best for me. Sometimes it's not like that. Okay. So let's try to get more details. What are they not seeing? What are my fire signs not seeing about the situation? What are they blind to? Ooh, research and self-care. Ascending. Okay, I feel like once you discuss now, I don't have to say you gotta get rid of them, completely exile them from your life. Absolutely not. Just keeping your distance. Okay, you already tried to improve the situation. You gave them advice. You tried multiple times. You did whatever X, Y, and Z to get the situation to improve. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. And it didn't work. That's completely fine. So keep it moving. Move on to the next thing. Okay, it's if the situation is hopeless, let it be. Use your time and your attention and your energy for something that is of your highest good, towards something that actually deserves your time, your energy, and your resources. Okay, if you have to research how to slowly distance yourself from toxic family members, go ahead. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of videos of advice from, you know, like psychologists or just, you know, people with experience on how to do so. And I feel like after you do that, it's important to do some self-care. Why? Because dealing with a toxic families and dealing with negativity, you do have to do some type of self-care. You have to care for yourself, because obviously they were not, right? So they were just running you empty, and you need to put that love and that care into yourself. And I feel like after you do that, after you do the self-care, after you disconnect, and I'm not saying fully disconnect, block them from everywhere and never see them in your life, but just like have some distance. I feel like there is going to be positive changes. There is going to be positivity. That, like, what you have been wanting, what you have been expecting is not going to happen until you do all of that. Why? Because that is very tough decisions. Those are very tough changes that one sometimes has to make in their life. And I feel like all of that is going to take you to a different level in your life. Okay, it's going to take you places you wish and you wanted to. And this right here is the answer for that. Sometimes we are born in karmic families where it's very, very difficult to deal with it. But sometimes we have to deal with like our abandonment issues, or our generational curses and, you know, stuff like that. And I feel like this is what it is. I would say to kind of look back at how your family situations have been going. If this toxic, you know, this toxic family stuff has been going on from generation to generation to generation, I feel like you might be the one who stops it completely. Okay, but again, no pressure. You are doing great and you will be doing great. Okay, let's see, any other advice, messages, details, please. Okay, so underneath we do have the goldfish, increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Yes, what we love. And then the parrot, someone will gossip about all your secrets. Beetle, good fortune. Okay, so after you disconnect from these people, from this person, even if it's family, they are most definitely going to get upset. They're going to get so upset. You hear my parrot? They're going to be that upset. They're going to be so upset. They're going to be like, how dare they? They're my X, Y, and Z. We're family. How could they leave me behind? You know, like, they have always been there for me, so why are they not there for me now? No, you know, like, people can't always, you can't let these people be dependent of you and always depend on you and have you do their dirty work or do everything for them, you know. So they are gonna talk some stuff, and it's okay, it's whatever, because at the end of the day, you are creating good karma, and that good karma, so just how you're having to make a decision and make some changes on your own, they're also going to have to do that. And I just saw 11:11 on the clock. Okay, so you're gonna decide to disconnect. They're gonna decide not to disconnect. They're gonna decide to be vengeful, to be nasty. And you know what, they did me wrong, so I'm gonna tell all their business. I'm gonna tell the whole family, oh, this person said this and about you, they did this and that to you because of this and that. Like, they're just gonna spill it all. But because they decided to do wrong, you're gonna get good karma. And you disconnecting from them, it's gonna create good karma anyways. And this is where that increase in material wealth and spiritual growth. There's always gonna be material wealth when you allow yourself to spiritually grow, when you decide to let go of the karmics, when you decide to let go of the toxicity, when you let go of the negativity. This is always going to come forward for you. The good, the happiness, the joy, the blessings, it will always come towards you as long as you make the right decisions. Okay, but let's see if Spirit has anything else. I feel like they don't, but I can try. Yeah, one more time. I feel like they're done. Oh, okay, the arrow. And underneath the deck, we do have the journey. Okay, so with the arrow, it's just basically, I would say, when it comes to this whole situation, you need to be very, you know, like, stand on your ground. Once you make the decision, do not look back. You know, sometimes people just need tough love. They need tough love. They need to deal with things on their own, just like we all need to sometimes. And I need you to stay concentrated and do not allow them to manipulate you and change your course. Okay, because I feel like they will, and I feel like they will, and you won't listen to them. You won't allow them to manipulate you, and this is where the nastiness of them come. Like, okay, I tried to do it the nice way, so I'm gonna do it the nasty way now. Now they're gonna for real have to deal with me. You know, that, like, that type of energy. It's kind of gross, but now I feel like some of you are going to be very confused on how you're going to do this whole situation. but this is where the research comes out. I feel like this is just like a summary of it. Just be straightforward, be direct, follow your path. The arrow is going straight. It's not bending, it's not doing a U-turn, it's not being twisted, it's going forward. It's made a decision and it knows where it's going. It doesn't know how it's going to get there, it doesn't know how the road is going to look like, but it knows the finish line. It knows where it is aiming towards. And I need you to be like this arrow and embrace the journey up ahead, with family, without support, with support, because at the end of the day, you are your own support system. You need to give yourself love, give yourself care, give yourself compassion, give yourself understanding. Give all of that to yourself first. And then you will notice that you don't need to look for any of that on the outside. As long as you have your own self-care, as long as you self-love, and take care of yourself, you're going to see things a lot differently. And you're not going to be so dependent on others, just how these people are dependent on you. Okay, so I feel like this is a little bit shorter than my other readings, but I feel like this one is very straightforward for my fire signs. You know, it's kind of like having to deal with family members like that just because I've had to. And sometimes you just gotta love people from a distance, you know, and it's perfectly fine. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Check out my description down below, where there will be the links to my other social medias and a special discount code for my Etsy shop, where you can find different types of crystals, enchantments, and many things on there. And you know, continuously on a weekly basis uploading new things for all of you who might need it. So thank you so much for your time, and see you next month.